Good day, students. Hope you're keeping safe. My name is Joel Chibweze. You're welcome to Golden Line School online chemistry class. Now, our topic for today will be water. We are going to be looking at water, and at the end of this class, we will try. Our main objectives will be water as a universal solvent, sources of water, purification of water. We'll be looking at water pollution. I'll be looking at uses of water. Now, we all know water is a liquid we all drink. But why is it a universal solvent? Now, water is the universal solvent because it is capable of dissolving more solutes than any other liquid. Now, there are different liquids, but water is the universal solvent because it dissolves more than any other liquid. That is why it is a universal solvent. Now, what are the sources of water? Now, there are two major sources of water. First one we call the natural water. Now, the natural water or natural source of water are the rain water, that's water from the rain, well water, we have spring water. Also, we have examples like the seas and the ocean. There are also natural sources of water. Now, the second example under sources of water is treated water. Now, treated water are called treated because these are water that have been synthesized in the laboratory. Example is the sachet water, the one you commonly call pure water. We also have the bottled water, and we also have distilled water. Now, those are the two sources of water. Now, we are going to be looking at how water is being purified for town supply. Now, if you go to some local government, you will see some big tanks. Now, those tanks contain water that have undergone some purification process. Now, it is very important to know the different processes for purifying water. Now, the processes are coagulation, we have sedimentation, we have filtration, we have disinfection, storage. Now, what is coagulation? Now, this is the addition of a coagulant such as alum to make all the deaths come to a particular place. Now, the second one is sedimentation. Now, in sedimentation, you allow the death, after the death has coagulated, you allow it to settle down. Just like you bring a water that contains a soil or dirt and you allow the water to settle, that is what we call sedimentation. Now, after the water sediments, the next process is filtration. Now, the water will be filtered. Now, locally, we use sieve to filter water. Now, filtration is a process whereby the residue and the filtrates are separated. Now, the filtrate is the water, while the residue is the dirt that goes off. Now, we have disinfection. Now, although the water has been filtered, but it's not good enough for drinking, it has to be disinfected by adding a chemical such as chlorine. Now, the addition of chlorine into water to disinfect or kill germs is what we call disinfection, or we call it chlorination. So after the water has been disinfected, it is stored inside a tank. That is why you see those large tanks. Now, those large tanks contain water. Now, those tanks are used for storing the water. So you go to wherever the water is and then you start fetching from it. Now, we are going to be looking at water pollution. Now, what is water pollution? Now, water pollution is defined as the release of toxic or harmful substance into water body. That is what water pollution is. Now, what causes water pollution? Sometimes water pollution are actually caused by man and their activities, like oil spillage. When company spill oil into rivers, it pollutes the water. 2, we have disposal of sewage. Sewage disposal is an act that pollutes water. We also have use of fertilizers and pesticides. When you are a farmer and your farm is located close to a riverside, Now, when rain falls and wash away the fertilizers, it flushes it to the river, and that fertilizer getting into that river pollutes the water. So that is how pest. And we also have other types of pollution. We also have the domestic waste. Now, uses of water. Now, we have various uses of water. We have the domestic use, that is what use of water in your house, and we have the industrial use. The domestic use includes drinking, cooking, and so on. Now, the industrial use are the use of water to mix chemicals. So that is all about water. Now, we have come to the end of this class. Now, for you students, I have uploaded your assignments and your notes in the Golden Line ISM. So you go to the portal and you download your assignment. And I hope to see my assignments in due time. Now, thank you very much for listening. Till we meet again.